One man's vision convinced you that selling your home, giving away your resources and assets, cutting off your natural family is holy, righteous, and obedient. But I'm here to tell you, none of that is holy, righteous, and obedient. What that is, my friend, that is religious psychosis working out in full time. And today we're going to be talking about how high control groups and cults trigger religious psychosis. So, what is religious psychosis? Religious psychosis is a term often used to describe psychosis in which delusions, hallucinations, or diagnose thinking take on religious themes. A person may believe they have a special divine mission, receive supernatural messages, or interpret ordinary events as direct signs from God or evil forces. That is what religious psychosis is. Next, what does it look like when somebody is fully operating under religious psychosis? Refusing medical care, believing prayer alone will heal, reading ordinary events as demons, attacks, or signs, treating any disagreement as evil, not just wrong, giving away money, possessions on a leader's urgent word, panic or anger at simple questions about the doctrine, framing hardships as proof that prophecy is coming true. So now we know what religious psychosis is, and now we know what it looks like on people. So let's get started, man. I'm finna show you how a person can get to, how cults can make a person get to that state right there. Disclaimer, I'm a cult survivor. I'm giving advice based on my own personal experience. I am not a licensed therapist. I am not a licensed psychiatrist. I give advice based on my own personal experience. I've been through all this on this list, and I'm using my lived experience as a teaching lesson. That's all. And I'm not saying anybody that have a spiritual belief is under religious psychosis. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm basically saying, I'm talking about people that have the delusional ass belief systems. Crazy, outlandish beliefs that make them do crazy shit. That's what we're talking about. And most cults, majority of everything they believe is delusion and straight up bullshit. So that's what we're talking about. Now we make it clear. Let's get started. So, how can one of the first tricks that any cult leader use in their playbook is fear? I say this in every video that I make. Fear is the most powerful weapon to control. Fear is one of the most powerful weapons of control. Without fear, you can't get a person to believe the shit that these cult leaders believe. Without fear, you would not join that shit. Without fear, you won't give them motherfuckers a time of day. And these cult leaders know it. See, you got to understand, these cult leaders, these are con artists. One thing about con artists know how to read the room. They know what can make you happy, what can make you sad, and what your greatest fears are. And they sit back and they get that information from you and they observe. And what are some of the greatest fears that human beings have? Fear of death. What's going to happen when I die? Is there really a hell? Is there a place where somebody dying? That's what really get humans in a frenzy. Fear of the unknown. What the world is going to be like in 30 years. Is the world really going to end? These are the things that trip motherfuckers up. And cult leaders know it. And they base their sermons around those fears. So when you first get into some of these cults, one of the ways they brainwash you into the doctrine is through fear. And One of the way how they do it, they bombard your ass with sermon after sermon after sermon. I was a part of 2 cults, and this is the tactic I seen in both of those cults. How they get people? They load you with sermon after sermon after sermon after sermon. And those sermons are based on fear. The end is coming. Jesus is coming back. The apocalypse. Shit is finna hit the fan. You got to store food, buy land, get water, grow your own food. And if you don't do this, you're going to be cursed and left behind. And a person hearing some shit like that and you are dealing with lack, you have fears about that type of shit, that right there gets you sucked in. See, when a person is under a fear-based state, fear shuts down critical thinking. When you are under intense fear, critical thinking can't live there. See, fear makes you docile. And that's exactly what cults want. Cults want you to be fearful of asking questions. Who wrote this? Where did this come from? And now that same fear, it produced fear of getting snapped on by leadership, then fear of being kicked out of the community, fear of losing your family if you question the doctrine. So, you hear all these sermons over and over and over. The world finna end, the end times is coming, the apocalypse is coming, doomsday is coming. You hearing this shit all goddamn day. And one thing about our brains, this has been studied by scientists, one thing about our brains, whatever we focus on the most is what we get. Where energy goes, where attention goes, energy flows. So if you focus on fear, that's what you get. You know how you watching a YouTube video? And in that YouTube video, you know you watch one YouTube video, right? And then you like it. And then YouTube will spam your ass with everything that's around that. So say you watch a fear-based video, the world finna end times, all this. You press like, then they flood your algorithm with just fear-based shit. That's what your brain do when you hearing fear-based shit all goddamn day. And now you hearing this and you are in the state of paranoia. And when you are in paranoia, you make irrational and stupid ass decisions. I'm gonna cut my family off. Oh, I gotta get rid of mama. She don't like the doctor. I gotta get rid of her. Hey, daddy don't like the daddy. I gotta get rid of him. You start doing delusional shit. Pastor said I gotta sell my house. I gotta sell my house. The next step, how they get you to religious psychosis, it's through sleep depravity. A lot of y'all are surprised to hear that answer, but one thing about cults and narcissistic people, they love using sleep depravity to get you under control. See, a person that is sleep deprived is a person that can't act, they too tired to ask questions. They too mentally tired to even think. And one thing is how they get you in sleep depravity, they work the living fuck out of you. See, a lot of these cult leaders and cults, they have standards. And just like they put them in the sermon with the fear-based, the world finna end, fire and brimstone, they attached that to it. Both cults I was a part of did the same trick when it came to working. In order to be a man in this, God love a hardworking man. In order to be a good godly man, you should work 60 to 80 hours a week. And a lot of men a lot of people that want to be accepted by that religion, by that cult, they want to be noticed by that cult leader. They get into this mindset of I'm an alpha male and I'm gonna work myself into the ground. I'm gonna show pastor that I'm gonna show my pastor that I'm a hardworking man. And let me make this one step clear. Let me make this fucking clear. There is nothing wrong with working 60 to 80 hours a week if you have a goal you want to reach. If that's what you chose to do, there is nothing wrong with working hard. But when you are in cults, when you work hard, all of that labor and all of that working you doing, you don't see the fruit of that. So you can be working to build somebody's house. You can be working to grow somebody's land, growing food for them. One disagreement with the cult leader, you get put out, you ain't got shit. And that 60 to 80 hours a week, that is forced with no pay. But if you working your ass off and you have a specific goal you're trying to reach, working hard is not the devil. Ain't nothing wrong with working hard. If you're working for something that's going to actually benefit you. And cults, that ain't how that happen. And when the cults that I came from, they made an emphasis on men working hard. And you know how us men, we are rah, macho, bravo. And so no man wants to be considered as weak. Like, man, I ain't finna do all that shit. Because, oh man, you ain't a strong man like us. And they do this type of shit to make you, they doing this to make you too busy to question. That all that working is done to distract you from seeing the real bullshit. You ain't got time to question the doctrine to see when you working like that. You ain't got time to do research on the internet when you're working like that. Because one of the coats I didn't live at, I was like a offlander, and I was still influenced by that. But the people who lived on that compound, they worked them people non-stop, day in and day out. They work them dudes from 6 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 6 o'clock at night, and then they'll come home from the regular job and have to work out in the land from 6 to 11 o'clock at night and do it all over again. Now tell me, when somebody is working like that, when do you have time to question anything? When do you have time to see an error in the doctrine when somebody working like that? And you get one day off, and then by the time you do get your one day off for the Sabbath, you burnt the fuck out. And then when you do go to the Sabbath, you got a sermon you got to deal with. You got to unpack that. You won't have time to do that shit. And then I was a part of another cult, a Christian cult. We had to wake up 4:50 every single fucking day. 4:50 every day. And we got church every single day. Hey, Christmas, 4:50. Thanksgiving, 4:50. Easter, 4:50. 4th of July, 4:50. Saturday and Sunday, 4:50. Church every day. And when you going through this, in the beginning, that shit broke me. I'm telling you, to this day, I don't know how the fuck I overcame that shit, but when you are in that kind of mindset, what it does, you become immune to that type of shit. You become immune to being tired all the fucking time. And you being tired like that fucks with your mental. Hey, being sleep deprived alone can cause hallucinations. A lot of people don't actually talk about this kind of stuff. But cults, if you got a business and you want to hire a cult member, hey, if you got a business and you want to hire somebody from a cult. Cult members work their ass off. I'm saying this from experience. Hey, you got a business, hire somebody that was in the cult. They work their ass off. The next part, they force isolation on you. What is forced isolation? See, when you are you're going through a psychosis state and your mental is starting to get fucked up and you in paranoia, sleep deprived, the people that care about you the most, they can look at you and tell that something is fucking with you. They can tell that you are spiraling out of control. They can tell when you're going through that mindset. They can actually call it out and say, hey, Will, you okay? But the cult leader, they put it in your mind to cut them off. They're against you. They ain't your family. They're against the doctor. They're not your friend. Cut them off. And they doing it because anybody that can catch that shit, they can snap you out of that shit and say, hey, wake up. He's a cult. And they know that. So you end up cutting your family off, and now you either live with people that's like this, or you are in close proximity to people. All of y'all are in this psychosis state. All of y'all. So you're around everybody. All of y'all are in this delusion mindset, just fucked up, believing irrational shit, full of fear, full of sleep, full of you're overworked, can't ask questions. You surrounded by folks like that. And then the crazy part about it, when you're around these people that you're living with them, they spy on you. They got people that spy on you because, truth be told, the leaders that enforce all these rules, they don't work at all. None of them. All they do is bark orders. So now they got a person that is watching to see if anybody is coming up out of that fucking trance. They got to, hey, anybody start questioning, hey man, you notice we work, we work all fucking day. You notice, man, all they do is preach about fear. Anybody rise up and start questioning and start breaking out of that shit, it's somebody right there spying on your ass to get you back in line. So we're going to make this a little bit deeper. I'm finna go through these terms. These terms that I'm breaking down, these are clinical terms of people. Two of these terms are critical terms of people. They have both of these fall under delusion disorder, and the rest of these terms are cult studies that people that researchers cult, they came up with these. So I'm finna break it down. I'm not diagnosing nobody, but I'm describing the patterns that I experienced in my own situation. I'm describing the patterns of what some of this shit look like. So the first term that fall under delusion disorder that I'm going to use is something called grandiose delusion. What is grandiose delusion? A grandiose delusion is a false, fixed belief that a person has exceptional power, importance, identity, knowledge, or a special mission. A person may believe they are uniquely chosen, have supernatural authority, possesses extraordinary abilities, or have world-changing role despite clear evidence to the contrary. So now, when you go to these cults, a lot of these high-control groups and cults, a lot of these goddamn leaders fall under this category, grandiose delusion. So what does a grandiose delusion look like? A motherfucker will say some shit like this: I'm the Moses of this generation. I'm the last end time prophet. God chose me. Because when a person is in the grandiose delusion, it's all about me. Me. That's what I'm, as you see on your screen where it says about me. When a person has grandiose delusion, it's all about me. I'm the creme de la creme. I'm the Moses of this generation. It's all about me. I'm the smartest one in the room. And some of these leaders have this trait, grandiose delusion. If you gave these guys a psychiatric evaluation, some of these dudes will pop up with this. Some people have a grandiose delusion. I'm chosen from the tribe. I'm an Israelite and Moses is my cousin. I actually heard people say this shit. I heard people say this claim. Moses is my cousin. And I'm like, huh? David, King David in the Bible, those my kinfolks. And when I was part of the Hebrew Israelites, the reason I couldn't, this is the shit that I heard. I seen Hebrew Israelites going to stores and they'll tell that claim to somebody that don't understand it, and the person don't understand what they saying and don't get it, they start freaking out and want to fight. I seen that. And the reason why I end up leaving the Hebrew Israelites, because one, I cannot continue to call myself something that I can't fucking prove. I'm not dissing nobody that believes that, but I've seen people take that belief to extremes and do some crazy shit with that belief. And it's like they have that grandiose, I'm chosen, I'm chosen, everybody else is down here. And I started to see that shit in myself. And the reason why I left, I'm like, yo, I'm calling myself a Hebrew Israelite. I cannot prove this fucking shit. I have no paperwork saying I'm this. Hey, that's truth be told. I'm hearing folks saying they the Moses of this generation, and Moses is, when we read the Bible, it's like we reading about our ancestors. A lot of these folks from the Bible, we don't even know if these people actually existed. You can't even go dig up Moses' body. You don't have proof that none of these folks in the Bible lived. Nobody, they ain't got no grandcousins, no grandkids you can go look up. I can't call myself no shit I can't prove, because all that does is make me delusional. And that's what made me walk away, because I'm like, yo, me calling myself this shit, I am being delusional. The next definition is called persecutory delusions. What is persecutory? I hope I'm saying that right. Persecutory delusions. What is that? So persecutory delusions is a false belief that you are being conspired against, harassed, targeted, or harmed or punished for your beliefs. And there is no evidence to support this shit. So you just walking around. Somebody call your bullshit out. We under persecution. Somebody hate me, we under persecution. So hey, somebody don't agree with your way of thinking, they persecuting us. There's some of these folks will fuck with you, and then you retaliate, and now you persecute them because of their faith. And you walk around. We're dealing with religious psychosis. You walk around thinking the world is persecuting you, and none of this shit can be proven. Just like with Grandiose Delusion, this person walking around saying they the smartest man in the world, none of this shit could be proven. None of this can be proven by anybody. But just because folks that don't agree with you, they persecute us. The next one, what's the next one? Let me get my notes out so I don't forget. I'm making this without coffee. I ain't had coffee today. So the next one, the next term that I'm going to use is called epistemic. I hope I'm saying that word right. Epistemic monopoly. What is an epistemic monopoly? An epistemic monopoly means, all it really means in the summarized definition of this, I'm going to give you an example because I ain't trying to sound all clinical. I'm going to give you an example. What that basically means is we have a monopoly on truth. Everything we teach, everything we do is the truth no matter what. You can't get no truth from nobody else. Everything comes through us. In order to get truth, it got to be from the leader's mouth. No eating off other tables. Everything got to be through us. Through us. This is us. This is us. No read, no other books. Anything that goes against that crazy ass delusion and doctrine is considered witchcraft. It could be I done seen folks take this shit to the extreme. Pokemon was evil. NFL teams was evil. Starbucks was the goddamn devil. I didn't see people say Reese's. Look, you couldn't even eat. I was a part of two Cokes. Religious extremists. We couldn't even eat Reese's. If you was on the way to work, if you was on the way and you stopped to get some coffee, you wanted some coffee, and it's you on the way on the way to church service, and the closest coffee shop to you is Starbucks. You walk into that assembly with Starbucks, your ass got cussed out. You bringing Satan in here. So a cup of coffee is Satan. This is how delusion these fuckers. It's how delusion that people was. You get caught with a sneaker or a Reese's. That's witchcraft. This is the shit. This is the crazy shit they believe. The next one is called group enforcement. So, group enforcement is what Coke use. A lot of Cokes use that term. And what group enforcement really is, it's when everybody around you, they repeat so if one leader reports the same shit over and over and over, everybody in the group enforces that crazy ass belief. So I'm the Moses of this generation. All the leaders, all the members, they all reinforce that kind of thought. I'm the smartest pastor on planet Earth. I'm the best pastor in the world. They'll put that belief out there, and then the leaders under that final boss, they enforce all them delusional ass beliefs. That's what group reinforcement is. The next one, and a lot of people that are in cults, they don't recognize this one. When you are in the cult, so we're dealing with religious psychosis. So a lot of these people, this was a term it's called becoming a threat. And this is what they use this one. It's like when, say a person was abused and they was sexually assaulted and abused by a person. And then later on down the line, that same person end up becoming what was done to them. So this is done in like child abuse cases. It's like trauma bond is like this too, but it's different. So you ever seen a person that was getting sexually abused and then later on down the line, they end up becoming the abuser as well? Well, this happens in cults. So whatever threat that they was trapped under, they start acting like that leader as a way to survive. And you see this shit in cults. You will see a leader. They can realize the person that they're under is lying to them, manipulating them, treating them like shit. They can see all the errors. But the longer they stay under that leader, they end up becoming the thing they very fucking hate. They end up becoming the threat themselves. You will see them doing the same shit the cult leader do. And you see a lot of this in cults with leadership. You will see people that stay in cults the same way the cult leaders treat and abuse everybody else. Some of the members, they'll start treating their family like the cult leader. So if the cult leader is disrespectful to his wives and talks shit all over the place, the person listening to that leader, they do the same thing in their household. And I'm not saying everybody that was in the cult fall under these categories. We make this shit clear. But I've been a part of 2 cults. I seen how this shit can go. You will have a person that's under that particular leadership. They don't agree with everything that the leadership is doing. And what they will start to do, they'll start copying the shit that they'll start. And it's like and the crazy part about it, they're not really doing this shit intentionally. It just happens. They seeing the cult leader abuse folks, and now they become the abuser just like him. I've seen this dozens of times dealing with cults. And when it comes to all of this right here, now first you get fear, you got sleep deprivation, you got grandiose delusion, you got persecutory delusions, and you got group reinforcements. So you got all of this shit working at one time, and guess what? You start making irrational ass decisions. You sold your house. You got rid of your wife and kids. And you ain't thinking like, hey, what the fuck? You experiencing all of this shit right here? You think that shit is normal. It feels normal to you. Oh, I sold my house. I give all. I'll go to work and give this person my whole paycheck. You don't realize how dumb that shit looks when you win it. Like, this shit is normal to you. You think that God himself told you to do this crazy ass shit. Yeah, my wife didn't agree with the doctrine that the pastor did, so I got rid of her and all of my kids. And you think this shit is okay. And meanwhile, you are under fucking psychiatric delusion. That's what the fuck you under. I done seen some of the most irrational shit done. A part of the cult I came, both of them, I seen the most irrational shit that people did. Yeah, the pastor told me my wife, she ain't a good fit for me. I cut her off. Like, what? So you cut her off because of what somebody else said? Yeah, my kids, they didn't want to be a part of what I was a part of, so I cut them off. Just fuck them. You think this shit is cool? Next. So let's say you start leaving the cult. A lot of folks, when they leave cults, a lot of people are not aware that they're under religious psychosis. Some of them have delusion disorder. And a lot of people, they leave these cults and that shit never gets checked. This next term I'm about to introduce to you is this term called floating. What is floating? So floating is when somebody leave a cult. They leave a cult, and right after they leave, this shit might take years or months. And it's like they can go into a trance, a shock, and that will bring them back to if they was in the cult. So if you left the cult and you had religious psychosis and it went unchecked and you didn't know, one of the ways that it could happen, it could show up. You left, say you've been gone from the cult 2 years, but you kept the group's belief system. And now somebody started attacking that shit, you will start defending that shit as if you was in the cult. I have seen this shit on display. I dealt with this. I left that cult in 2023. Actually, I was the second cult. I left the cult in 2024, the other Christian cult. And it took me, almost 3 years to actually get this shit up off of me. So I ain't telling you no shit I made up. This is reality for me. And even when I left the cult, I was still acting like I was in the cult. I was still thinking like the cult, talking like the cult leader. Hey, I'm going to make a whole video on this topic right here. And if you experience any of this, hey, share your experience to the comments. If you got something to add, put it in the comments. Hey, if you fucking with my work, let me know. Talk to me. People want to see your comments, man. When they see you comment, that encourage people to actually comment, man. So, hey, get in the comments. Talk to me, man. If you got something to add, questions, get in the comments and talk. I talk. I'm not mean. That's all I got. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm done.